Look at this car. This car is just too cool. Can you imagine it on the road with better wheels and tires? Hey, welcome back to Rust Order Garage. It's not the Nova. So, I'm in the middle of, well, I guess I'm not even in the middle. I started the 71 Nova build with the 6-speed and the LS and 6.0 and all that stuff. And you know what? It's just not exciting me. I don't know if it's because I've done so many Novas over the years, or the fact that there's not a whole lot of fabrication involved. I don't know. I just, right now, I'm just not into it. So I'm putting the Nova aside for the moment. I will come back to it because I want to work on this. And the thing is, with the Nova, despite the fact that you may think these vehicles I build look like garbage, even when they're done, they may look rough on the outside, but they're complete, gone through vehicles with every system touched and everything 100%. And I don't like to have to do things over. So when it comes to the Nova, I don't want to just, drop the engine and transmission in now only to have to take it back out to do the subframe, because reality is we're building that car, even though the engine's done and the transmission's ready to go on. In my mind, it can't go in yet. I have to take the subframe out, clean it, paint it, go through the front suspension, put the disc brakes on, get all that stuff squared away, get the firewall cleaned up and painted, subframe back in, then the engine and transmission can go in. And that's all fine, and that's how it'll be done. But I'm just not into it right now. I'm not interested. I want to do this. This is going to be a whole, I don't know what you want to call it. It could be a total nightmare, or it could work out. I don't know. I'm going to do something that I've never done before, and I don't know if it's been done before, but let me explain. So this is a 1961 Rambler classic wagon. Okay? I think it is just too cool looking of a car. When I saw it for sale on a marketplace a couple years ago, I was like, I gotta have it. Now, the thing is with it, I bought it cheap because it's a Rambler. They're not worth nothing. And as straight as the car looks, there's nothing underneath it. I mean, nothing. There's the whole structure is just completely rotted away. This is a unibody car. So, and I've never touched a Rambler before. I'm assuming the suspension is bolted into the body and will drop out and everything will be removable that way. But the problem is that there is no structure left in this car. I will show you, but you can look right through where your footwells are, right down and see the front tires. There is nothing there, which is crazy because there is rust, obviously, on the body of the car, but not like that. I mean, that thing it's freaking gone. So it's basically scrap, and I paid scrap price for it. I paid $700 for it, which is probably $600 more than I should have, but I really like it just because it's different. I like weird stuff. So I have plans for this. So what am I going to do with this thing? Well, first off, because it's completely gone underneath. There's nothing, I can't fix this. It's just not worth it. You'd have to, it's not happening. Plus the fact that it's drum brakes. This thing, believe it or not, still has a torque tube in it. I can't get away from torque tubes. It's like a 50s Buick. The rear axle is a torque tube. We don't want to do anything to do with that. So that's all would have to go anyway. So the plan is to do a frame swap. And it's not even like a frame swap because this car never had a frame. I'm thinking of putting this body onto a full perimeter frame. And the specs of this car, now I have to go off the top of my head because I only remember off the top of my head, the wheelbase on this car is 108 inches. And then the track, I'm going to go by memory. I believe that the track, front track on this is like, is it 58 and a half? I should probably look it up again. 58 and a half. No, I'm going to look it up. All right, specs on this car. Wheelbase is 108 inches. The front track, 57 3/4 of an inch. Rear track, 58 inches. Now, it just happens to be a full frame car with the exact same wheelbase of 108 inches. Front track, 58.5, 3/4 of an inch wider, which is only 3/8 each direction. And that doesn't matter so much, that's such a small amount. We got plenty of room to play with here. Rear track, 57.8, 2/10 of an inch narrower. Again, not a big deal. Wheels can play with that a little bit. Just don't want to see like Crown Vic, 70-inch track or some insane amount where you know it's not going to work. So, that full frame car that has those specs, which are almost exactly the same as this, would be a G-body. 1978 to 88, Monte Carlo, Grand Prix, Cutlass, Regal, you know, those kind of things. And believe it or not, but you would believe it, I just happen to have a rolling chassis here from a 1987 Monte Carlo Supersport. So, that's just to get a chassis under this thing. That's not even to get it to drive or electrical or any of that kind of stuff. Fuel system, anything. There's going to be a whole lot of work to it. Part of the problem is it's so rotted out that I don't even know how I'm going to get it in the air. I'll probably have to put boards through the door openings and lift it that way, because I don't think the rockers are strong enough for the thing to come in the air. I'm going to have to get it, I'll say as light as possible, but lighter before I fly it. So it still has an engine and transmission in it. That's going to have to come out. Rear axle, I don't know if I can easily get it out without putting it in the air, just because there's nothing to, I don't know if there's anything to jack the car up with under there for structure. I'm going to have to look. But the whole floor, or a lot of this floor, is probably going to have to get cut out and refabricated. So there'll be a whole lot more fabrication with this, obviously. I've got to do the floors, I've got to do body mounts. I have no idea where the, you know, how the kick up on the G-body chassis is going to fit under the area here on this. You know, we'll figure all that as we go. And the thing is with it, it's so rotted out underneath, it doesn't matter. It's junk. It's not like I could repair this or whatever, want to repair this and make it work. If this was a rust-free car, I would not do a frame swap. But it's a rotted out beater, so I got no problem doing it. That's how it's going to go. All right, so obviously the first part of this whole build then is going to be getting a chassis underneath it. I got to get the engine and transmission out first and try to vacuum it. I'll probably try to clean it out before I even put it inside, because there's a bunch of raccoon crap in there, and this thing sat in a garage somewhere for many years before I got it, and it's been sitting and it stinks freaking horribly inside. And yesterday when I brought it over here, it actually smelled like something was dead. And I really don't want to open it up and find a dead raccoon or something in it inside the building, because that stink will last forever. I don't want that to happen. So I'll have to do some vacuuming out first. But hopefully you stick around for this. And it should be interesting. Even if you're not into Rambler wagons, I think it's going to be a fun build. And when it's done, I think it's going to be a really cool parts chaser type car. So stick around. It's going to be new for me and probably new for you. So let's get started. So I know y'all want to see this. You want to see what's in this thing. How do you open the hood? Oh, yeah. Boy, that opens up way high. Hood's not even rotted out. Everything on the bottom of this car is rotted out. The rest of it looks okay. Wow, this thing looks like it was just like parked. But I know it's seized. The belt's all twisted. I think I tried turning this thing before. I could put a, oh, the belt's not seized, it's snapped. Yeah, that's old. Look at this. Check out that Sears battery. I bet that's the last battery in it from 76, just looking at it. That is cool. Nice. Look at the oil filter upside down. Look at that. That's not right. That's 20. That has to, yeah, 29,634.8. I say there's no way this thing ran 300,000 miles. Look at, he scratched it into the filter. 229,000 in January of 1975. Can that be right? This thing only had 30,000 miles on it. What do we got? 33,000 miles. What do you think? What's the brake pedal look like? Can I see under there? It doesn't look terribly worn. I don't know. That seat certainly doesn't look like 30,000 miles. Man, I don't know. Do you think this thing could rot that badly in 30,000 miles? I think it's 130,000 miles. That's what I think. And looks like the front suspension does come out. You know what I'm wondering? I bet if I got like medieval on this thing and just started cutting, I could drop the whole front cradle out of this thing and transmission and lift the car up over it, if I can lift the car. All right, I'll warn you now, I am going to switch to back to the microphone because I'm going to have to. I don't necessarily like it because it sterilizes the sound, but it seems like I can't get good sound unless I'm right near the phone. You can see I'm trying not to break this carb stud because it's probably worth something. And I'm gonna see what this, we're gonna see what this looks like under here. I can't believe no mice had run out, but I probably scared them out already when I moved the car. Got it. Nice. All right. Put that on the Sears battery. Ooh, look at that little tiny carburetor, and there is no mouse nest in the air cleaner. That's amazing. Very little baby carburetor. Wow, look at this. What's that? What is that? Look at this switch here. Is that a kickdown switch? I don't even know what kind of transmission came in these things. AMC. Man, how am I going to get a brake booster in there? That's going to be tight. We'll have to deal with that later. But look at this. What is this? This looks factory. Any AMC guys out there? Probably not. But this is some kind of hokey thing here. I bet that's a kickdown of some sort. What is that? Oil pressure sending unit, maybe? I don't know what any of this stuff is. Voltage regulator. This is my first AMC. Probably my last. But I don't know any of this kind of stuff on these cars. I don't know what's what. All I know is it's all going away. Transmission fluid. Still red. I wonder if anybody could use that transmission. That's got to be worth 50 bucks off the budget. Heater hoses are running through the fender? Where's the heater core? In there? I would thought the heater core would be in there. I don't know why those are going that way. I have to figure this out when we get it apart. All stuff to look at. Now it looks like, I don't know if this crossbar will come out, make it easier to get the engine out. guess I'll just start taking bolts out. I'll soak everything down. I'll start taking out stuff. I'm just afraid to remove too much structure because I'm afraid this thing's going to fold up. So anything that keeps it straight and somewhat square has to stay for now. I'm going to have to weld some bars inside, because especially on the driver's side, when you open the driver's door, the whole A-pillar is moving. Everything down the bottom of this door is moving around with the door. You can't open the door unless you lift it. You see this gap's not good here. It's real tight. And we're spread at the top. So I probably have to, I wonder if I jack the car up there in this corner, if that will get things straight, because I got to get the body straightened up and all the doors working right before the frame can go under it. But before that, I think I'm just gonna get going on getting this engine out, but I'll probably jack that up first just for fun to see what it looks like. All right, I'm gonna try to jack up the car a little bit in this corner here. If there's anything to, there's no frame rail. Holy smokes. Wow. This thing is completely rotten underneath. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see if I can get, if this is even enough strength to lift the car here. I want to see if this gap opens up. Oh my God. Oh, we just went through the, I just went through the frame rail. Holy smokes. Hold on here. All right, I'm gonna, there's a sort of a cross member here. Wow, you don't believe me. If I can, I gotta get this car in the air so you can see just how rotten it is. There, look at that gap open up. Wow, that looks much better. Let me try the door. Because you could not open this door nicely. And we're still hitting. Where are we hitting? Down at the bottom now. Now the handle's stuck. How was that? Because that's a much better gap. But we're still, let's see. How does this go? This is supposed to go inside the fender, isn't it? I don't know. Let me let this back down. See that gap close right up? Okay. Oof. So the door opens up outside the fender. Let me play around with this a little bit. All right, so the problem here is the bottom of the A-pillar where the door attached. It's not attached to anything. So as soon as you open the door, it falls down because the bottom hinge, it's not attached to anything. So yeah, that's gonna have to be revisited. I'll have to look at that later. Did I mention this may not go as planned? We'll have to see how it goes. No guarantees, but I really like this car and I really want to drive it, so we may have to buy some welding wire. All right, I'm just going to ignore that and let's get the engine and transmission out of this thing. All right, this may be a really bad idea, but I'm going to try to put this thing on the lift and hopefully it doesn't collapse down on the arms and completely destroy it. I'll just have to listen as it comes up that I don't hear anything collapsing. Nope. Cannot put this on the lift. There is absolutely nothing to put the lift arms under. All that's left is pieces of what used to be frame rail and parts of the floor pan. If I lift this thing up, it's just going to crush everything. It's done. No can do. So I got to come up with another way to do this. Probably going to have to take the doors off, which I didn't want to do. if I could avoid it, and put boards through the windows and lift the car that way through the roof. Because the roof is strong, but you can't do that unless this thing is much lighter. So I'm not sure yet. Not saying I'm going to do that. I have to look at my options. Yeah. Now to figure this out, because I do not want to crush the rocker panels. As bad as it is underneath, the outer rockers are still good, so I could probably weld to them and build the structure back up. But wow, this thing is rotted bad, real bad. And you just have to take my word for it, because I can't even put it in air to show you. But maybe in the future it's going to happen, because I want to get this in the air. It has to go in the air. Maybe just not yet. All right, well, I was hoping to go under the car to deal with the transmission and stuff. Maybe I can get the front of the car in the air a little bit. There is some structure left of the front. At least it looks like it's there, but it may collapse as soon as I go to pick it up. There's nothing in the back. Nothing in the back. Okay. I'm going to try to lift the front a little bit and see if it'll go up so I can get the transmission disconnected. All right, this may be a bad idea. In fact, it is a bad idea. I know it's a bad idea, but... Oh my God, I hear it crushing. Nah. Oh my God. Wow. No, I can't lift this thing. All I hear is just everything underneath just collapsing. Obviously, this is going to need all, floor structure built, floor pans, all that kind of stuff. Wow, that's really bad. I mean, I can hear everything collapsing underneath. This is going to be much more involved than I had hoped. But, wow. I guess I should have known. There's no floors. All the floors are going to have to come out of this thing. Everything's going to have... This is going to be a shell. But it's not even strong enough to get in the air. At least not like it is. I got to get this engine out of here. I got to figure out how I'm going to get this out. I'd like to get it out with the transmission. Maybe I can jack up the front of the car from the cross member enough to get it out. There's a transmission cross member that is bolted to what used to be frame rails. There's like nothing there. Nothing there. Unbelievable. All right, well, probably about a half-hour garbage video. I'm sorry about that. Didn't expect it to go that way. But at least now I know what I'm looking at as far as how bad it is. So when we come back, we'll get this engine and transmission out of here somehow. So that'll be it for now. I'm going to a car show. The sun's finally out. Should be a good day. So, wow. We'll get something done on this car. I just look back on these days and say, yeah, remember how bad it was? I really want to drive this. We will get it done. So, see you on the next one. Later.